This week, we made 19,000 Rand, and this is how it happened. The first trade of the week, we ended up taking it on NAS 100. We were targeting some stacked highs. We ended up seeing a 5-minute breaker structure that triggered our entries. Unfortunately, this was a higher risk setup as it was going against our overall bias. We ended up getting stopped out. So on that same day, we ended up seeing a shift in bias, and we ended up taking our entries off a 1-minute market structure shift. There was high impact news that day, so we anticipated a lot of volume. So we did end up taking a bit early entries, but it was fine. It played out and we hit a 1-to-3 reward ratio. Coming into Thursday, we ended up taking some high risk short positions, and the reason why it was high risk is because we did not take it off the breaker structure. We took it off the left open 5-minute fair value gap, which was left off the market structure shift. There was an SMT at pre-New York high and New York high. That was the reason why we ended up entering off the fair value gap instead of waiting for the breaker structure. So yes, it was high risk and we ended up getting stopped out.
Coming into Friday, we were looking at this 1 hour fair value gap for price to tap into. Price tapped into that 1 hour fair value gap, sweeping London low as well. After that, a 1-minute inverse fair value gap was left open. We decided to take our entries off of the inversion of that fair value gap. Then we decided to secure our positions at a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio, and then we set a trailing stop loss at some sell side liquidity on the 1 minute. And then unfortunately, we did get stopped out the rest of our positions at our trailing stop loss. For the last trade of the week, Jerome Powell ended up speaking on Friday, which caused a huge spike with Nasdaq and S&P 500. Nasdaq tapped an open daily bearish fair value gap, and then straight after that there was a bearish market structure shift on the 1 minute. Straight after that, price ended up coming back and taking a 1-minute order block out, and then we decided to take our entries off of a 1-minute inverse fair value gap. Then after that, we secured a 1-to-3 risk to reward ratio, and that was our week done. I'm not trying to sell you a course. If you really want to learn how to do this, DM us and we'll teach you one-on-one.